Afghanistan. Welcome to episode 26 of my ride around the world. We will explore Band-e Amir, crown jewel of Afghan national parks, followed by the legendary Buddhist of Bamyan and a castle that was razed to the ground by the Genghis Khan himself. Come join the ride. Good morning. I am now in Band-e Amir, around 11. I have slept in for sure today, because the last couple of days I've just been dead. I've been totally dead. This is where I slept tonight. Like a nice little hotel in Band-e Amir. Pretty much the only place that has a secure parking, which is always a big benefit. This here is Reza managing the hotel. I am the only person in here. There's also no water, no Wi-Fi, no heating. But it's been good. It's been good. Reza is now going to explain to us, if you want to get married in Afghanistan, how do you do it?
Very problem.
Very problem?
Yeah, very problem.
So what do you have to do? How much do you have to pay?
Wedding,
Uh-huh.
maybe $1,000, $2,000.
$1,000, $2,000. And that's plus the money for the wife or just for the wedding? So if you're a Pashtun, then it's how much?
Maybe high.
Maybe high.
The $10,000, $20,000.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, if you want to get a wife in Afghanistan, you have to send your father or your older brother to negotiate for you. Yeah.
Maybe.
And then they have to agree. Then you have to pay the money, and then you have wife.
Finish.
Finish. Simple process. So yeah, you can all come and get married in Afghanistan. It's a simple process. You might be asked about your religion, but you know.
No problem.
He was so much more talkative before I took the camera out. Right. It's time to hit the road again. Today should be a pretty short day, hopefully. Super excited because I'm finally getting to see the most interesting parts of Band-e Amir today, and then heading for Bamyan. Welcome to Band-e Amir. In the summer, apparently this place is very busy, which is not surprising. It looks stunningly beautiful. But right now, yeah, I can have the whole place to myself. I should pay attention to the road rather than just looking around. Now look at that gorgeous blue color. This is so pretty. Well, the one disadvantage of coming here now is that it's not exactly swimming season. I would love to go for a swim in there. Look how beautiful it looks. It's too pretty. It's like somebody painted it. Like it shouldn't be real, this place. Snow icing. That is so gorgeous. I want to go for a swim in there so badly. So badly. Though it is about 2 degrees Celsius and it's been -8 at night. Water is probably pretty cool. But it's just gorgeous. I now declare a competition of what does the name GoPro stand for, and I would really like to see entries regarding of how GoPro never has any sound or how it just crackles, because that keeps happening to me no matter what I bloody do with it. There are 2 ways out of Band-e Amir. One of them is a nice road, one of them is a dirt track, but the dirt track leads through all these locations. And it's like, look at the individual lakes. If you look at the very far one, the middle one, and the sort of closest, you get this amazing blue. And then it's this turquoise, and there's this green. It's a ridiculously beautiful place. And whenever we talk and think about Afghanistan, we're always, thinking about all of the bad things that have happened there and so on and so forth. But nobody ever mentions how beautiful this place is. It's like a movie set. Like anywhere around here, you could just go and shoot all of these cool movies and all of this cinematography. And not to mention, it is among the best places in the world to ride a motorcycle, because you can go legally anywhere you want. And then in between the mountains, you get these scattered villages, and people are super nice. You can stop for some food, have some tea. It costs very, very little. Generally, the food cost will be like, let's say $1 or $1.50. The navigation can be a little more tricky sometimes, so if you do go, I recommend using Google satellite maps rather than the normal maps, because the satellite actually shows you, like the road that I'm on now. You can find all that in satellite, but very often some of the mountain roads, they are not displayed, unlike the general mapping apps. I'm gonna have a lot of fun today figuring out how exactly am I getting out of here, because this is the sort of path that nobody takes, and it should be a cool dirt track. Here I was pretty scared, I can tell you that, because the donkeys, they are, not very aware that carrying all of this luggage on them, they take more space than what their body is. So thankfully those guys have been managing them, but I've been quite afraid that the donkey is just gonna walk into me, knock me over, and I'm gonna fly down in the water, which not exactly on my to-do list, I can tell you that much. I'm very lucky that it's as sunny as it is, because we're kind of at a high altitude, I think about 3,000 meters or 9,000 feet just now, and the temperature without the sun would be minus. And once I rode up the mountain, then it's all these cool sort of flats that are just never ending. There's nobody around, and it feels really fun that you can just open the throttle and blast through this amazing landscape. It really makes me realize how lucky I am that I get to ride a motorcycle here. I think this is the first time in I don't know how many days that I'm seeing asphalt and I'm on a proper road, and it's very surprising how nice this road actually is. There's not a lot of potholes. There's occasional section that is not that great, but generally all of the places, the section between Band-e Amir and Kabul is a very, very nice road with, tiny exceptions like what you can see here. The security has also picked up quite a bit. Instead of having the sort of regular guy with an AK, I'm seeing a lot more armored vehicles. If you noticed, that Jeep had a machine gun on top of it, so you definitely don't want to run any checkpoints here. Now I'm arriving in the city of Bamyan, and I'm looking for a hotel, and this is all fresh concrete. They have not left a lot of space around it. On the right hand side is like 2-3 meter drop down, which I would rather avoid. On the left is a plank and fresh concrete. I'm not feeling great about this with my fully loaded bike. And I have obviously managed to step all the way in the fresh concrete. A lot of fun washing that off. Reached the little hotel. And old and basic, but good. And I'm very happy with the fact that they brought me a table so I can do a little bit of editing. I think I got hot water. No hot water. But at least they brought me this thing. It's gonna be a little bit warmer for a little while, because I think the electricity is only until 10 or midnight, and then it cuts off. They have to run a generator. Most of Afghanistan runs on solar or generators. I'm not supposed to go out after 5 because it's not safe, apparently. I went out for a little bit to go and see if the restaurant that's nearby is opened. It was not. They were very unhappy with me going out after 5. Good morning. Welcome to Bamyan. It's one of the most historical cities in all of Afghanistan. Large gaps, the holes that you see in the rocks, are old statues of Buddha. Sadly, they've been destroyed by the Taliban. The whole city is surrounded by high mountains. In the background of the hotel, you can see snow-covered mountains. It is cold. The altitude is 2.8. I am really starting to miss hot showers or heating in the room. Originally, the deal was to have heating in the room. In the end, it didn't really work. The Wi-Fi didn't really work. It's slightly too cold to be wearing socks, but the view is worth it. It is pretty much the same temperature inside. Hello from sunny and warm Bamyan afternoon. Here is where some of the tallest and oldest Buddha statues in the world used to be. That is until the year 2001, when Taliban decided to blast the Buddha statues of Bamyan to smithereens. As you can tell, were monumental, and they were built in the 6th century. Bit of a sad moment to see this. And now the plan is to explore cavity houses. Let's have a look into their ancient dwellings. They are kinda high up, or some of them. We are not quite as high, but almost as high as the Buddha statue. And the largest of the Buddha statues is 175 feet or 53 meters, was rather, before it got destroyed. And you can see that clearly. They used to have fire in these, because all the ceilings are totally covered in soot. You can recall the ones we've seen in Cappadocia. This used to be a huge Buddhist community, and it is also on the UNESCO heritage list. The access to these places is what you might call slightly tricky, but to imagine the culture and the civilization that has built these statues 1,500 years ago is fascinating. At some point, it looks like people have been modernizing these a little bit to make them more habitable. Probably different caves would have served different purpose. Because when you have these big holes in the ground, generally they've been used for water or grain storage. If anybody knows what exactly this little structure is, I would be really glad if you could tell me. This city was very important not just for the monasteries, but also for trade. It was hosting merchants from all over Central Asia, China, India. It was a major hub on the Silk Road. It's important to remember that the population at that time was a lot smaller. This was a massive city. Not as large as, let's say, Baghdad or Samarkand, but certainly a very important place. So this is another one, being the smallest of the statue. And I'm trying to figure out a way of climbing in there, but it's proving really difficult. Almost as if they were making sure that you can't climb it there. I might be getting slightly closer, but I think access is gonna be blocked off completely. Yeah, this would have been it, because now I'm sort of all the way, almost at the top, but this part has been sealed. Better luck next time. This looks potentially like another access point, but it is not what you would call confidence inspiring. I would just really like to get into one of those big holes belonging to the Buddha. And neither it is an access point, sadly. Slightly regretting my life choices, having to shimmy down this tiny track. And this is the second one of the statue. There are tiny bits preserved, but not a lot, sadly. Good morning, my friends. It is time to set off. Today I am heading towards Kabul. I am really looking forward to like a little bit of civilization, because showering in cold water when your room has no heating, and it's like -3 degrees outside at the moment, not much warmer inside, it is not pleasant. Oh, my favorite place in all the Bamyan. The tiny wiggle room around the hole and the fresh concrete. Yay. Am I getting checked? Am I not getting checked? Let's see. If I am, it's gonna be like a third check today within half an hour. Well, not this time. And this is gonna be my first stop of the day. There is a very important and very interesting castle here. Like this is the path. The official name of this castle is Shahr-E-Zohak, but it is also named the City of Screams. In the year 1221, during the Mongol invasion, the grandson of Genghis Khan himself, named Mutugan, was killed near Bamyan. In revenge, Genghis Khan ordered a total massacre of Bamyan and all of the nearby forts and castles, including Shahr-E-Zohak. According to the legend, every man, woman and child was slaughtered. The screams of the dying were so loud, echoing through the narrow valleys and cliffs, that for days afterwards the entire valley was filled with the sounds of suffering. Survivors said that the land itself screamed, giving rise to the name City of Screams, or also the Red Castle. Shahr-E-Zohak was an extremely important military stronghold. It was built in 6th to 7th century, and the purpose of it was protecting Bamyan and keeping control of this region. You can think of it as a medieval customs checkpoint and military base combined. The site is largely unexplored by archaeologists because of the instability in the region and past conflicts, which is a huge shame. This place originally started as a small checkpoint. Over the years, especially in 10th, 11th and 12th century, it kept being expanded and expanded until it reached the size you can see in the video, only to be completely destroyed and obliterated a couple of decades after the construction was finished. It was immensely difficult to build the fortress here. As you can see, everything is set into the mountain itself, which is why the expansion took almost 2 centuries to complete. I would have loved to see the castle in its glory days, although it's still amazing today. I'm now about, I think, 3.5 hours away from Kabul. I'm not sure where exactly I'm staying yet. I just get a hotel for a few days and rest. Well, on the way to Kabul, looks like there are some mountain passes. So today's the record so far. 3,506 meters elevation. Luckily no snow. Bloody hell, that does not look good at all. It looks like those two trucks met each other. It is kind of a frequent sight. When there's an accident, the vehicle will just stay there and rot there forever. Not far from the capital now, judging by the huge increase in army bases and military infrastructure. Yeah, the closer I'm getting to Kabul, the more checkpoints there are. I have pretty much just entered, 13 kilometers to go. I'm seeing a lot of traffic lights, but none of them are in use. Part of civilization I certainly didn't miss. And the traffic is not moving at all, which is making some people slightly agitated. Stop number 1 of my looking for a hotel quest. Salam. There you go. I'm getting checked and checked again. A lot of security around here. Good. How are you?
Where are you from?
Europe.
America.
Europe.
Where are you from?
Europe. If you do travel to Afghanistan, this will be a very frequent occurrence for you. They are always convinced you're an American, no matter how many times you say you're not. Hi. I'm very happy I persevered. Third guest house is the charm. Second one offered me a tiny room for the same price that I am paying for this. It's not the most modern or the cleanest, and despite the fact that I'll have to pour some bleach on this first, there's a bathtub. I'm very happy about having some space to work and to just like relax for a while after the trip in the mountains. If you enjoy my crazy adventures, please give it a like and subscribe. It will help me grow the channel, and that might just help me stay on the road longer and finish my trip. Thank you, and see you in the next one.